Hello, good day, everybody. It is your brother once again that is here with you, Comrade Presti. I remain your humble brother, and God help me always to be. Yeah, I am here once again this day to discuss this particular issue that I find very important. To our very existence. I have been thinking about it for a while, and I think and I feel people don't hardly talk about it, but I don't know, but I just think I feel a need to really address or talk about it a little bit today. And as you listen, I'm sure you'll get one or two things to benefit from it. And before I go into what I have to say, I want to encourage you, every one of you, that find time to stop by to watch this video or to watch my videos, to not just come around and watch my videos and go away. Try to subscribe so that we'll be empowered to do more videos, more interesting videos that will be of benefit to you and everyone around. Subscribe, like my videos, share my videos. Try to put on the notification bell so that whenever I drop a video, you will be notified. And as you do so, God will bless you. And the light of God will shine on you. And men will be available for you to support you in whatever you do. And listen quickly. This topic I want to talk about today is this topic of coming of age. Coming of age. What does it really mean to come of age? Yeah. Coming of age, from my own point of view, I think, or somehow some dictionaries, they may agree with me, is this transitional process or period between childhood and adulthood. Everything we have to go through or learn in life as a child into our adulthood, when we will now become mature and be on our own. Because as a child, we all are expected to be with our parents or with our guardians to learn the art of maturity gradually, until we become mature men and women, from boys to men, from girls to women. That process is the process of coming of age, that transitional process period. For some, it is very easy. For some, it is very complicated. For some, it is a period in their life they don't want to talk about because of the many things that they experience during this process. But today, I really want to address this particular issue. What has our society provided on ground for us in this new dispensation, in this generation that we are in, to make sure this process of coming of age is being taken care of, or is being experienced by every man, every woman, or better still, every child before they get into their adulthood. It is complicated for so many. For me, growing up was kind of fun. It was fun in the sense that the many things I was experiencing back then that never really made sense to me. But right now, when I take my mind back to them, I always smile and laugh. I said, wow, do you really think, do you really mean I was passing through all of these things and I felt it was normal? It was just like that, nothing big. Because nobody really told me how it functions, how it works. And I'm sure there are many children nowadays that are passing through that period of that uncertain period, that period of uncertainty. You don't even know what to think. You don't even know what to expect. You don't even know what is happening. Everything to you is just, you are just floating, you know. Because I remember back in the days when I passed through my nursery school as a child, as a very small child, a little child. I can still remember vividly what transpired. But though I was very, very young, but I can still remember how I managed to cross into my primary school. All the many, many tests I was taking through to make sure I'm qualified to be in the primaries. And finally, I got into primary school. And all the things I experienced in primary one, two, three, 4, 5 until I got to primary 6, did my common entrance, and I passed into my secondary school. When I tell you, there was a time in my primary school days, I had so much fun. We played so much to the extent that when I passed when I passed into my secondary school, I was having lots of problems, lot of transitional problems, because I couldn't play like I was playing back then. I couldn't have all those fun as a child that I was having back then in primary school, in my secondary schools. It's like life has transformed, life has changed for me. Things have become a bit hard this time around because primary and secondary is not the same thing, is not the same level. So I was struggling to adapt to the new system, to the new environment, to the new trend. And that was my maturing. My maturing period, my maturing process. This time around from primary mentality to the secondary mentality. Yeah, I can tell you the first 2 years, a year or 2 years in my secondary school, I was still struggling. And at some point, I was even thinking if I could just like find a get opportunity to go back to my primary school, so at least I can do all those things I was doing back then, and nobody will ask me, "What are you doing?" Yeah, I struggled, but thank God I managed to go through those struggles, and today here I am against all odds. In spite of everything, God helped me like He helped many of you. We cross through our childhood with all the difficulties, becoming a teenager, attaining puberty, those complicated things. That life brings your way. Sometimes back then in Africa, there are no even anybody that will sit you down and tell you this is how things Unfortunately, this is how things works. Everybody's busy. Most times, even our parents, they are busy, or some of them are not around. So it is a period where children find it really, really complicated and really, really difficult. That's why when you check our society today, a lot of kids, they have missed it during this process. They have lost their path. They have been misled. They got it all wrong. They couldn't find the right path on their own. And they took the wrong path. Check our society back in Africa. You see a lot of things. Kids being misled, becoming cultists, going into cultism and all of that. All these are processes that is involved in coming of age. But our society never really helped. And many of us, we missed our ways. Go and check our youths. We see that society has never really helped us. It has contributed in destroying many of us instead of helping us. And sometimes our parents didn't even do enough to lead us through this process of transition from childhood to teenagehood, then from teenagehood to adulthood, which all are the processes and period of coming of age. When you see a man, when you see a woman, and see the way they behave and act and do things and reason, you can tell about, or you can tell what he or she passed through in this transitional period of coming of age. Yeah. It is never an easy period. And like I said earlier on, that for some it was easy. Yeah, you can imagine or you can assume that for those who are lucky to be born, to be born into a family of 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 who are lucky to have educated people around them, or people that have good orientation about life around, to sit you down every now and then to tell you how to navigate through all of these different processes that comes your way as you grow up. Yeah, for them it may be easy or easier compared to the others where there is nobody who really care to sit you down and tell you about all of these things you're going to expect. It is complicated. And it takes the grace of God to find your feet and come out strong. That's why I always say, go and check us, check every one of us, especially back in Africa. Many of us will grow up and become reputable men and women, or responsible men and women today, not because that is what we really want to become, or that is what we really navigated for ourselves. Most of the time, it was by the grace of God that we were able to find our feet and become responsible and reputable men and women, because none of us could tell what it's going to be like navigating this period of transition into adulthood. I remember a comedian back in some years ago, that I listened to. I can't remember the name of the comedian. He said, in the Western world, when kids are being interviewed and they're asked, when you grow up, what do you want to become in future? Some of those kids who already have the orientation, who have been told what it is, or what it means to navigate life, and become adults by their parents or by their guardians, they already have the awareness. So you just come on and say, come on, when I grow up, I want to become a medical doctor. When I grow up, I want to become a lawyer. When I grow up, I want to become a social activist. When I grow up, I want to do this, I want to do that, because they are already aware. They have been educated about what it is, what it means to navigate this period and become somebody in life. And he said, the kids from Africa, Nigeria, being my country, so I just want to channel it to my country, because I know how things happen over there. So in Nigeria, or in some countries in Africa, when you ask those kids, when you grow up, like you said, when you grow up, what do you want to become in future? So many of those kids, without awareness, without good orientation, not even sure what the future is going to be. It'd be like what the future holds for them. Some of those kids, they can't even have 3 square meal in a day. Some of them can't even get 2. Living in squalor. The parents are all over the place, nothing to do for themselves, not to talk of having anything to have for the kids. The future is not assured, is not secured. There is nothing to look forward to in the future. It's just about going to bed and rising up. Same old story. Nothing. Who cares about the future when you can't even get anything for today? And he said, when you ask those kids, what do you want to be in future when you grow up? Like he said, though it was funny, but I think it's a fact. One of those kids come around and say, yeah, if I grow up. He did not say when I grow up. He said, if I grow up. If I grow up, because I don't even know if I will grow up. Judging by the circumstances at present, he's not even sure if he will grow up. Say, if I grow up, I would like to be this. I would like to be that. I would like to be. Yeah, that is the case. If I grow up. That is how many of us were back in the days growing up in Africa. It's a matter of if, because we don't even know what tomorrow is going to be like. And some of us, we are misled. Even in our secondary schools, go and check. You now find kids being misled and become cultists and join some bandit groups here and there, just because the process was wrong. That navigational process from childhood to adulthood was not properly taken care of. So, in my next video, I'll give examples of the hazards, of the problems that this process has caused to our society. And when you see a man, when you see a woman displaying some characters or some characteristics, you can easily tell if this or if it's a transitional process or period of coming of age was good or was bad. And you, if you have all these traits that are not stable in you, so some of the traits I will let you know about. If you have it in you, you have to start checking yourself and try to adjust some things about you, because it is time to act. Talking about how to put things right, not how to leave it the way it is. Yeah, I'll come your way once again to expatiate and deliberate more concerning this particular issue of coming of age. And as you have watched this video, I really appreciate you, and I will encourage you to go to the next video and check it out, so that we can learn one or two things talking about this particular issue of coming of age, and how to correct some of the hazards, some of the problems it has caused in our society, in the life of our youths and our children, so that we can start joining hands together to put things right. Even we ourselves, we have to start from ourselves. I know many of us, we are affected as well in this period. And as we do so, may God help us and strengthen us to find the right path to tread. God bless you. Until I come your way again, I leave you in the hands of God. And please, I encourage you to subscribe, to like my videos, and to share, so that people can get to see. I'm sure that we have one or two things to get from it. God bless you. I still remain your brother, Comrade Presty. I'll see you soon. Ciao. Shalom.